I apologize in advance for the drugs I'm taking this evening.
It's this episode hosted by Steroid Cookson, everyone.
Never apologize for being more interesting. Jesus.
Wow. One of the side effects is good dictation. Whoa.
Pregnant pauses.
Pregnant pauses.
One of the side effects is you can become pregnant? What?
Yeah. Please let your doctor know if you're planning to become pregnant so they can prescribe you this drug.
Yeah. If you play or are planning on playing Elite Dangerous, please consult your doctor.
That doesn't affect you, obviously.
Doesn't affect me, baby.
If you're planning or plan to uninstall Elite Dangerous,
free and clear. As I log in.
All right. Is everyone ready? Is everyone ready for this?
For what?
As ever.
Fine. Okay.
Well, I don't know. We're about to find out.
All right.
Welcome, everyone, to the Loose Screws podcast. I'm your host this evening, Roy Cookson, and it's the 338th episode for the 25th of June, 2026.
Thursday.
What the? 33010. Chig, get with the program.
+2. Okay. This week I'm joined by Commander Jan Trax.
Oh, hi.
Commander Chig.
Hi.
And Commander Adaxius.
Hello?
Oh, there's the pregnant pause. Okay.
Did you all just disappear, or was that just me?
I guess it was just you.
I try to hide from you. It never works.
Yep. Okay. Here I am.
All right. Let's go around the crew, see what everyone's been up to. Trax, why don't you lead us off?
Oh, okay. Well, okay. So I had to cut down a tree with a hacksaw yesterday.
That is not the right tool.
It's
questions.
not correct. Yeah. It was very bad. It's so I go to mow the lawn, right? I'm like, I need to cut the lawn today.
There's a tree in the way?
It's going to rain tomorrow. Hold on.
You use a snowblower for that?
Yeah. I was pretty sure it's going to rain tomorrow, so I better cut the lawn today or I'm going to be really boned, you know? And then I thought, well, I should go for a run before I cut the lawn, because if I cut the lawn, I probably talk myself out of going for a run after that, right? So
yeah.
So I go for a run, come back, get the lawnmower out and going for it. We're getting our exercise today. And I get down to the back of my yard and this tree has leaned over and it's leaning on my fence. I'm like, oh, great. Well, at least it didn't break the fence. It kind of half fell apparently in a recent, there's a recent pretty heavy storm overnight. And I'm pushing it. I can't move it. It's way, way too heavy to move. And the only saw I have is a hacksaw, which is meant for cutting metal, for anyone who isn't aware of that. Very small teeth. I mean, it can cut wood, but it's not ideal. So I end up cutting several hundred pounds of branches off of this tree with a hacksaw, and some of them just going at them with an 18-ounce claw hammer. When I got frustrated with it, I beat a couple that were less than 3 inches wide off with that, and I still can't move the fucking thing. It's down to basically just the trunk, but
did you need the tree? Did you need the tree gone, or did it owe you money? It's just beating it with a hammer.
He has an environmentalist neighbor that he's like, check this out. Smashing on a tree.
So I got it to where I'm confident that if it falls, at this point, it's basically just resting on the fence, and I can move it around. And enough of it is still rooted that I think it's not even if the rest of it fell, there's not enough of it left to cause damage. So I just left it. But I need to get my hands on a better saw at some point and get the rest of it down. But
you left the remnants of the corpse of that tree for all the other trees to see. This is what will happen to you if you lean on my fence.
Yeah, I mean, it's still partially alive. Like the part of it that's there is nice looking tree. It's got it flowers real pretty in the spring. It's been leaned over for a while, but I didn't want to take it because it looks great in the spring. I like it.
You should have probably called your brother over to help you.
Oh my God.
In the way that your bookie leaves you partially alive when you still owe him money.
Oh my God. Okay.
Just that mental image of the pummeling with the hammer. That makes my week.
Well,
fuck your
okay,
brain.
so I was
Parents
pretty
with their kids are
tired.
crossing the street to avoid him.
I was pretty tired yesterday and took some painkillers to deal with what this event of an afternoon did to my 43-year-old limbs and joints.
Oof.
But anyway, and I have played Elite, and I have done very much the same as the last time I spoke on here. Just a shitload of combat, and the Kestrel is open full production now. And for anyone who hasn't bought a Kestrel, have at it. I've done everything. In fact, I'll tell you for free right now that on my Kestrel there are no size 3 guns. I've evolved to where I just need to shrink everything down to the maximum size 2 guns you put on that Kestrel. Don't sleep on size 2 guns.
Wait. Is this a distro thing or what?
Well, it certainly doesn't hurt because the thing does, you can starve a Kestrel really bad if you load it up with high energy stuff. You can load plenty of size 3 guns if they're like multi cannons or regular cannons or something. Yeah. But railguns only come in size 2, and boy, the Kestrel's very happy when you put size 2 guns on it. You can shoot all day.
Yeah. Well, I'm on my way to Shindo's now to buy one, so I had to inquire.
Well, I don't know.
And I remember last week I talked about this whole the shield thing of using a size down on all these ships works great. Well, it works great on the friggin' Kestrel as well. And the size 5 cell bank and the size 4 shield in the Kestrel. And I don't know why I didn't do this sooner. The thing, like, it has the shield that I lose is like less than 10% of its strength. And every time I fire a cell bank, it will go from like 0 to 100% practically. It's insane.
1% to 100% probably, right?
Yeah, well, when do I fire it? It's probably near 30 or something when I fire it, and it's back up to 100. That's incredible for a cell bank.
Nice.
Well, on the Kestrel real quick, I just want to mention, I saw people giving advice again on some other Discords about the Kestrel because it's so twitchy and those thrusters are so crazy. Maybe do clean drives or maybe only engineer to grade 3. And it's like, guys, just use less pips in engines. Just engineer it all the way. Make it as fast as possible. Because if you need the speed, you'll have it, but then you can use those pips elsewhere. Jesus.
Exactly. It's not that hard to get the Kestrel to be at or under its minimum mass. And you should definitely do that. That is your changing directions performance. Like regardless of how fast you want to drive the thing or how twitchy you want to turn it, it will change directions very, quickly based on its thruster performance. So you always want them maxed if you can help it. Yes.
Yes. All right. That's just always so much bad advice out there. People say it so confidently.
Terrible advice.
Yes. All right,
Chig.
Anyway,
you started a bit. Are you done? Was that it, Chuck?
I am. Yeah, you go. Take it away.
Chig, go for it. Jumping in there.
Well, okay. So I've got a neighbor and his girlfriend who've been yelling at each other lately. It's one of those kind of situations, and I just realized that's probably a better neighbor than a guy who's just hacking away at trees like a madman. So it makes me feel better about that.
Just starting to sound like a Jerry Springer setup for an episode. I think.
At least the tree can't fight back.
Look, guys, this tree, by the way, it's one of these that produces these like 3-inch thorns all over in many places.
Is this like coming up with motive now?
Is this?
It was hard work not killing myself doing this.
Where were you on the evening of June the 12th?
It's got the wherewithal to defend itself. I don't think I'm to blame here.
Is this like a Russian olive or a situation? I know that's a really long thorn.
Oh, I've got some of those. Those ones I could see beaten with a hammer.
Yeah, I don't know what the name of the species is, to be completely honest. It's got it's in the spring. It has this pretty white, fluffy flowers all over it, and dark green leaves. After that,
damn those white, fluffy flowers! I'm not going to see those again. Things that make you angry.
Not so pretty now, are you? Pow, pow.
Wait, what were you saying,
mess up
Chig? I
that
think I
pretty
lost the
face.
plot here for a minute.
I don't know if we have a plot. This is
No.
really off course tonight.
That's
Let's
it.
see. In real life, I thought about going for a run, and I thought about cutting the grass, and thought about cutting down a tree. So I grabbed a chainsaw, my running shoes, and the lawnmower, and got it all done at the same time. It was fun.
And I got arrested.
And then I got arrested for killing my neighbor.
Or running down the street with the lawnmower and the chainsaw.
Lawnmower on my back, like it's a backpack and blade. I thought it'd be like a
fan.
propulsion device.
Yeah.
Exactly, but it just didn't work that way because really the way of it, never mind.
Yep.
Well, if you put the lawnmower in front, it would be
It would pull, yeah.
impelling,
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly, because well, some people might not even realize it. I mean, we got people in England, they don't even really have lawns. So, and then we've got a Dxx who
That can't be
definitely
true.
doesn't have a lawn. He's in the desert.
Is he talking about a green? The village green? Sorry.
He polishes the rocks. That's what he's got to do.
Yes.
I just
something.
beat my head against the unadorned gravel to
There
try
you
to
go.
escape the inanity of the heat.
Absolutely. So that's real life. In game,
Yeah.
I got a random game of CQC the other day. I was kind of surprising.
Those
two
are rare.
random,
Ooh.
two random players, and that was fun.
Well.
I got that in, but then today on Discords, with operations, people keep comparing it to like CQC. It's just going to be the CQC thing, logging into a different server, and then people start talking about CQC. And when people talk about CQC, it makes my head hurt because once again, there's so many misconceptions about how CQC works and what it means and everything else that makes my head hurt. So yeah, I don't know. Reading on other Discords causes Chig headaches. What is that new sticker we've got? Chig doesn't like this or something.
Chig doesn't like this.
Chig doesn't like it.
Yeah. So there's some of that going around, and I will talk about operations. I watched some of the operations gameplay today, so you can't see the sticker. So the Chig doesn't like this. No, I don't hate it, but there's some things that I'm definitely gonna pick some nits on when we get to that point.
Okay. All right.
And that is all this guy's got.
Great.
Daxius, you're up.
Yo, I was very proud to visit what's the fancy word for not last is ultimate. What's second to last? Penultimate. I was very excited and honored to deliver the penultimate load of goods for the construction of Brick Memorial Station. That was one of the highlights of my recent gameplay sessions. I'm not a cargo hauler unless there's a purpose, and our little memorial in Screw Space to Brick was a good cause. I haven't had a lot of time out in games since, though. I had an out-of-state trip, and my evenings are just juggling my lovely, sweet little one in whose world there's monsters and around every corner unless Daddy is right next to her, right in the evening time when I would be in game. So she's sweet. As she gets older, I think it'll get better, but I'm looking forward to having a little more time in game, especially when Operations comes out. I'm not going to lie. I have come so full circle on Operations. My head is spinning. I could not.
So you hate it now?
I don't know. I could not have been less stoked when I heard about Instance, like not in the galaxy. And then now in this phase of life, especially when I can have like a 20-minute window, I'm like, oh, thank God Operations is instanced and separate from the game. Because I could just hop in and knock one out and not have to fly somewhere. Oh, anyway. Yeah. Maybe my gameplay morals have collapsed, but I'm like, oh, thank God Operations is coming. But yeah, that's what so far. No other disasters. As a little potential spoiler alert, that I will offer 0 details, so do not ask. There may be in the relatively near future a real life Loose Screws podcast meetup, and I will offer no details. I am only going to say that as a little tease. Maybe we are real people, and if we are AI bots, then we're just going to meet together somewhere in the Matrix. But that may be in the works. So, teaser, spoiler alert. Anyway,
I'm
I
definitely
never got
real.
an invite to this shit. What the fuck?
Oh, sorry, Chig. It's in the mail. Roy, how about you?
Yeah. Thanks.
Steroid.
Steroid tonight for sure.
Roy.
So guys, I actually serious for a sec. I'm going to bring this down for a beat. But then I'm going to bring it back up. So hang on.
Trust the process.
Yep.
I've been away for a few weeks for a mix of real life reasons. I was in Canada, I guess it's been 4 or 5 weeks, maybe.
I'm sorry.
I was in Canada seeing my parents. Then I came back with a respiratory illness and lost my voice.
Oh yeah.
Hence the drugs. And then my dad passed away about a week and a half ago. The crew and a few others know, but I wanted to say it plainly for anyone listening who didn't know why I was gone. I really appreciate everyone's support and kind words. I'm doing okay. And honestly, I'm really glad to be back here tonight. I've been looking forward to just hanging out, talking shit about this game, and having a funny, irreverent, uplifting, loose screws kind of evening. In-game, I haven't done much beyond some community goal activity a few weeks ago, so I'm mostly here as a returning delinquent commander.
Great.
So,
pressure's on.
I appreciate all the support. And with that, let's talk spaceships.
Yo.
Let's see. I'm looking across the crew. Or vessels.
Vessels?
Nuclear vessels.
Nuclear vessels.
Gen Z doesn't
looking
get
across the crew here. Who's equipped to talk about the squadron briefing this evening?
Who's equipped to care?
Looking over Chig, not Chig.
Jesus, Chig.
Chig,
evidently not Chig.
Gotta think of some.
Incoming priority message. Squadron briefing.
It's you, Trax.
Is it me? Okay.
It's by process of elimination.
Guys, guess what?
What?
Guess what, bitches? LSN presence grew from 437 to 441 systems.
Hell yeah.
Controlling is still 134.
Hey.
Pew, pew, pew,
Pew, pew.
Booms in Maikoro and 7 Andromeda. That's right. I know the abbreviations. Booms, baby.
Oh, mums. Booms. Okay, cool. Yep.
Booms, baby. Oh, Outbreak in 23 Andromedae.
Wash your hands, people.
Yeah, wear a fucking mask. Jesus.
What
does it take? What's it going to take?
We're like one of those awful AM shock jock radio crews.
Election in Juan and a war pending in 5 Andromedae. I have no advice about those things. Sutherland Station, the pride of IC 2602 Sector ZU-Y D49 is online. Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's cut all that out and start back from the top. You do old-timey voice, and Adaxis does, the sound in the background. Let's try it again.
All right, take it again from 1. LSN presence grew from 437 to 441 systems. Controlling is still 134. Booms in Maikoro and 7 Andromedae. Outbreak in 23 Andromedae. Election in Juan and war pending in 5 Andromedae. Sutherland Station, pride of IC 2602 Sector ZU-Y Dxx is online. As
Much
a parenthetical
better.
to the ZU-Y Dxx section of the IC 2602 sector is the fancy section.
Bravo.
And scene.
Guys, I blacked out there. What happened?
That's 2 squadron briefings.
Are we done for did we finish the show?
Hey.
Was it good?
Hey, you know what I do? You know what I do?
Good.
You know what I do if I had $1 million? 2 squadron briefings at the same time.
Okay, there's our first title candidate. Okay. Unfortunately, we're still in the part of the show that Chig doesn't care about. So I guess Adaxius,
Yes.
you're up.
All right.
This is the short PP report.
Target shields offline. Target destroyed.
It's average, so get your facts straight.
All right, I'll spare you all the British affectation. I'm just going to do this straightforward.
Is that possible for you? Straightforward?
Up? What was that?
Anyways, that's 12-year-old taxi. Oh, God, do I have to do it now?
You do.
It's pretty long here.
Oh, Kaine and Grom are top of the charts this week. And is this Mickey Mouse?
You're the gingerbread man.
Okay. Hello, with initiative to new strongholds. Grom. I can't do it, guys.
Okay, Disney has been ruining everything except he just improved the power play report. I'm on board.
Okay.
Go for it.
No, for real though. Grom has been. I have still somewhat had my fingers on the pulse of this. Kaine has been this like sleeper power that has been making gains. Grom also is not sleeping around. So, or wait, wow, no, hold on. Grom's not sleeping on the job. Mix up my idioms.
You're an idiom.
New strong, but God in heaven. Ashling, Mahon, and Grom all added 12 systems. And surprising no one, Ashling the first power to make 2,000 plus exploited systems club. Because the Elite Dangerous player base is largely a bunch of Sims who have no imagination. Losers for this cycle were, no surprises, Torval, Winters, and is that Jerome Archer in the loser seats? They all lost fortifieds. Torval doesn't gain any systems because no one gives a fuck. Archer and Winters both lost systems as well. Seems like
point of order. Torval gained 1 exploited and Winters gained 1 exploited. They just also lost fortifieds.
That's just bugs in the system, I'm sure. Looks like Winters joining Archer.
Fortifieds are worth more.
Yeah. By the way, and for a particular point, Archer with the big push to retake Alpha Centauri didn't work. Are the Archer complainers all going to complain about bugs and exploits now because they can't get their act together? Sorry, guys. Anyway, that is the short PP report for cycle 86. As always, for all your grocery and power play needs, Kruger 5,
Fiverr.
Kroger, Safeway, no, K5elite.com. For all the better analysis than Frontiers in-game numbers. And that is the short report about the PP.
Nice.
Okay, now
Thank you.
I just want to put in one just short apology from Commander Chig.
Okay.
You guys that care about bidges and care about power play, ignore me. I just can't. I don't mean to belittle other people's gameplay. It's just not for me.
Okay.
Just apologizing because what Krog Fiverr does is amazing. What Nicey does is amazing. They're into it. They're putting out a far more comprehensive way to read this stuff than what FDev does. But honestly, and this is a bash at you guys, but I mean, a chimpanzee on crack eating its own shit could do better than FDev does on communication on some of this stuff a lot of times.
Okay, well, there's I can check the
why are we not in the partner program? Huh. But honestly, my giving it crap is 100% tongue in cheek. It's become a bit, and I just roll with it. So carry on, everybody.
Cool.
Right. Well, as penance, you get to do the dev news and maybe the Galnet news. We'll see how you do.
Sweet.
You kick it off.
Yeah, I'm on board. Sign me up. This will go well.
Do something crazy, like a Minnesota accent.
What up, eh?
Don't you know?
Don't you know?
You do have the notes open, don't you?
Yeah, we also don't have
notes.
A sound effect.
Oh,
no,
there's actually. Oh, yeah, I'm actually supposed to do this.
Were you waiting on
I wasn't kidding.
Oh,
were you
I thought
waiting
you
for a
saying this was.
sound effect?
Gotta start carrying your weight around here somehow. Let's go.
I have not opened the notes in years.
Hold on,
I've been doing
I'll
this
do the-
7 years.
Oh, let me vamp and do the lead-in song. It's dev news, bup. Now that's a choose. It's dev news. Where the notes at?
There we go. I don't know. All right, dev news this week. This sucks because I got nothing. What was the other part? There's dev notes, and then there's what?
Dev news. No, there's like a question there.
It's right there in the notes.
Yeah, is that a name?
Are you in the right part?
Devin News?
Devin Newsom.
Okay, the part where I said
yes, it's Dev News.
Hold on. The part of the thing where I said it's a bit that I don't care about BGS and power play, that is kind of a bit. The part where I don't, where I say, are there show notes? I literally don't look at show notes. So you're on your own.
Little inside baseball. Do I need to do it?
Go jump in.
Dev news. Anything to the rumor that NPCs will fly, quote, up to the Type 11 in new ships with the update? This is a question.
They are flying them. I saw it on.
I've only heard this from the partners.
Yes. I figured it was coming, right?
I've seen a Kestrel and I've seen a Python 2.
Great.
Okay.
Wait, up to the
Confirmed.
Type 11. Type 11 came before the Kestrel.
Yes.
So if you've seen a Kestrel, then it's beyond the Type 11.
Correct.
Okay. Confirmed and extended.
That's confirmed more 2 times over. They released a devlog after much community kerfuffle. The Mark II hangar for the ship launch vessels had the Mark I variant, and good call, pretty good call. I couldn't.
This for the Nomad.
This is the Nomad, right? Yeah. Which, by the way, super stoked for. But the whole restricting it to 3 ships, I was like, what do we? Is this a marketing thing? But it's not, because the 3 ships some of them are also available for credits. Like
all of them are, actually.
Yeah. So what are they thinking? I don't know. Maybe someone was like, well, we want to focus on the new assets, so let's just pin this to the new S. I don't know. Silly decision. And we already have the precedent. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Well, they created a Mark I Nomad hangar. Yeah. So that's a slight detail, right? It's not that all the fighter hangars now can carry a Nomad. Oh. There is 2 new modules. So they basically said, okay, fine, we will also give you a new version of the Mark I hangar that can carry a Nomad, but doesn't have the advantages of the Mark II hangar, which is that it's like lighter.
Yeah. Well, it's a TARDIS hangar.
Yeah. And we have that precedent.
It's not a replacement, then you'll have to replace your old Mark I hangar.
Yeah.
They weren't called Mark I.
Yeah,
they weren't called Mark I. So basically, Nomad hangars have a Mark I version and a Mark II version, and the Mark II can only fit in those 3 ships: Panther, Caspian, and Type 11.
Which I have no issue with. They're not doing Elite Dangerous 2. We are kind of getting into a new generation where they're not going to pull old assets out of the game. So I think it's fine.
Have you guys seen if the new hangars, if the Nomad hangars can also house other ship launched vehicles? Okay.
Yes, they can. You can have all 3. I also love, I think just the SLF launching sequence, one of my favorite visual assets in the game, and it's only a few seconds long, but just the and the pow, it is very visceral. So I appreciate that the Nomad launches that way. They talked about operations, missions, and describing them. I am super jazzed despite my initial perceptions. And now I'm going to read a hyperlink letter for letter because it was put in the notes, and I'm Ron Burgundy. No, I'm not going to do that.
Literally just the dev note.
Whale's vagina.
Yeah. I think I frankly don't mind. I miss Frontier Unlocked, but I think for the new assets that are coming in the game, this type of communication's more than adequate. I've seen... And I just feel more buzz about the Nomad and operations than I've felt about a lot of the other assets coming in. And I'm just super jazzed. They didn't have to give us a vessel interior. And they did. And yeah, it's bare bones. And some troll in the forums is like, well, the cosmetic kit doesn't involve any gameplay. Where's my science and exploration gameplay? It's just crazy. You got a ship interior in a decade-old game that could have died 4 years ago.
They didn't. They got a
What do you mean?
vessel interior. Come on.
Yeah.
The vessel.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Don't go too far into your takes. Let's save the good stuff
Yep.
here for the good.
Anyway, so yeah.
Let me just
that was-
back you up just 1 second, though. Just
Yes.
rewind just a second to where you were talking about how they first were only going to be on the 3 ships. Now they're going on pretty much every ship that can carry a fighter.
Yes.
I'm okay with it either way. But the argument that a lot of people do on like all this stuff, power creep. I mean, Trax has made some really good points in our Discord that he's not going to talk about now or ever on the show because you have to come to our Discord to see him. But what we
You hope.
what we
You
the thing is everybody talks about they're worried about making old ships irrelevant and stuff like that, and it just that makes my head hurt because there's how many ships are we up to now? 45, 43? What's the actual number?
I thought there was. I don't know. I would have told you there was 40 before we started adding new ones with the Python Mark II.
I think it was in the. Okay, so let's call it. Let's say there's 40. How many new ships have there been? 7. I'm just throwing numbers out there.
There's more than that, bro.
I love how none of us.
Okay,
know.
so let's say 10 new ships, right?
Yeah, ish.
And people are worried that these new ships are going to make old ships irrelevant. So that means that there were 30 plus ships before we started coming out with these new ships. And how many of those 30 ships were irrelevant back in the day and nobody was bitching that, oh my God, nobody flies the Type 6. We better fucking fix the Type 6. It just, I mean, other than Lark flying the ass Scout, like it's the greatest ship ever. But making ships irrelevant is not a big deal. Not everybody has to fly the, absolute perfect ship. There's aesthetics. There's purpose you're using it for. This is a sandbox. We need a variety. So there's no making things irrelevant in my opinion.
If it wasn't for the pilot videos, I probably wouldn't have bought half the ships I own.
Yeah.
Well,
just saying.
There you go.
I wholeheartedly agree because to the new player, nothing's irrelevant.
Yep.
And especially if they're not getting handed a billion credits on day one from another player, if they're progressing, which I strongly advocate all new players, I would never hand a new player a fleet carrier. Nothing's irrelevant. And
that's just because you're poor.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Rub it in, Trax.
And the thing is having ships that would be quote unquote irrelevant in the game actually helps longtime players because then we go back and fly ships that we might not have played because we need variety and need to mix things up.
On Piranha Night, I'm in a Viper Mark III. I love that. I love the Viper Mark III. Fly, again, cliche, fly the ship you love, not the ship you should.
I just always go back to what I've always said about this game. Anything they add, I love, and anything they add will never be enough because they're filling a galaxy. Just continue to add things over time, and whether it's something I'm going to be involved with, like even operations. People saying, I'm never touching operations. This is so fucking stupid. Blah, blah. Shut up. It's not for you then. You've got a gazillion other things to do. Go have fun. You don't see me complaining about colonization. I don't do it. I'm not like, God, colonization's stupid. That shouldn't even be in the game. I just don't care because I don't participate in that game loop. So you guys go have fun hauling till your eyes bleed. I'll go shoot. I don't know. I bummed Trax challenged me to a fight the other night and I was already laying in bed. I was like, God damn it. And I wasn't going to crawl into bed to go fight him even though I wanted to. But this game it's something for everybody, and it's a sandbox. So everybody just relax and enjoy what's out there and quit the bitching.
How did you know he challenged you to a fight if you were already in bed?
I was on my phone and I saw Discord.
Oh, just couldn't put it away, huh? Just couldn't stay away.
Oh, it just turns into a meme war, and that's where it goes.
I could go to sleep, or I could get more of the sauce.
Yeah, there you go.
Give me that general chat.
It's straight into my brain. I neuralinked myself just so I could get Discord.
To wrap it all up, the last little bit after Devin Newsom is Galnet News. Kestrel Fighter enters full production. Get your Kestrel, get your power creep, everybody. What I love about the Kestrel, which I think my carrier actually just jumped to get me there to buy it.
Moneybags has a carrier?
I am. Jesus.
Oh, you can't pin me down.
What I love is, it's like when you see someone gets a bunch of money and they buy some super niche like sports car and they don't appreciate it. They don't know what's going on.
Or like a ship in Star Citizen. They go and buy the biggest, best. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So as I'm buying this Kestrel, I'm flying the Kestrel on an Xbox controller. I am not going to be able to appreciate this ship at all. I'm not going to have the subtlety. I'm not going to have the degree of control. So I'm going to bungle around like Mr. Magoo in this thing, but I'm going to have fun all along.
No, literally, all you need to do, ignore the boost button exists, and you will have a ton of fun in that ship.
The compromise I made on an Xbox controller that I didn't have to, but now 7 years in, I will never undo it, is I don't have horizontal thrust. I only have yaw and vertical thrust. So
oh my god.
Oh my god. God, I'm in pain.
I just fell out of my chair.
Hey guys, for real, I've been playing this game almost as long as you guys have. All horizontal motion involves rotating 90 degrees to the left or right.
Guys,
using the forward vertical thrust.
My knee that tells me when it's going to rain soon just fell off.
And I cannot watch a YouTube video if their flight assist on. If you put out a YouTube video, I might physically throw up.
And what pains me is I didn't have to. The game has the stipulation for controller that you can yaw into a roll, and it's just in the same axis. I didn't know that when I bought the game. And now 7 years later, my muscle memory is too ingrained. So I'm like, okay, I just never have horizontal thrust.
I'm not going to learn how to fly good now.
I'm not going to learn how to fly good now, man. That's why I love the Anaconda.
Well, the docking computer makes more sense now.
There you go. Damn it, Ronnie, and beat me to it.
Yes. I literally turned to the right or left and used vertical thrust to go left or right. Anyway, much to my
hate you more.
I do too, man.
You and me both. Was possible.
Oh my god!
And I have no reason other than habit. So here I stand.
Other than to try to get good.
To get good, nerds. Yeah. So if I ever shit talk, I don't have the place or the leg to stand on. So it's just all hot air.
We know.
Yep.
And if you need to come at him from the right.
Yep. Right or left.
Or left.
I'm dead in the water.
Ambidextrously dead.
Just pick either side. You'll
damn you in your position slightly to the left or right.
Wait, let me rotate. That'll really get you.
My lazy eyes having real issues today. Jesus.
Okay. Let's move on to a discussion topic.
Save us.
So we've got two big things landing in the conversation around Elite right now. Obviously, operations and the Nomad. Operations are the more obvious headline feature. Structured multiplayer content with scenarios, rewards, and maybe a more MMO-like loop than Elite usually has. But at the same time, this week especially, the Nomad has grabbed a lot of oxygen because it touches something very different. Exploration, exobiology, mothership gameplay, a kind of ship interior, and the idea of new ship-launched utility vessels. So rather than treating these as separate topics, I think the interesting question is how they sit next to each other. One is Frontier giving us new content to run. The other is Frontier giving us a new tool to use. And depending on what kind of Elite player you are, one of those may be feeling a lot more exciting or a lot more important than the other. But before we turn this into a grand unified theory of Elite's future, let's start with first reactions and go around the crew. What's your read on the latest details about operations? What do you want to say about that? And what's your read on the Nomad? And which one are you more interested in actually trying first? And speaking of first, who'd like to go first?
I can.
Of course you can.
Yep. I am super, super stoked for the Nomad because it feels like probing the water and introducing the first version of what a ship interior can be. And they're going to be tracking those ARCS purchases like hawks. And they did not have to. Like the whole game is built around you're the ship. This is how the ship engine is built. And I see it as a real potential positive good step in a good direction because the feeling that this game derives, I feel better than any other, is that you are somewhere and the galaxy map, the structure of it, the way that travel works in the game. I've played a ton of space games, but in no other ones, it's like you're there. And there's a weird feeling that comes with the experience of like flying the ship, getting out of the ship, being on foot. And Elite was built to not cater to that, although that was part of the original vision. And it's as simple as like the blue ring has bugged me since the release of Odyssey, because it gamifies this kind of low-level immersion feeling of being somewhere that the game otherwise does stellar. And the Nomad's the first ship. It's like, no, you get back on the ship, you run into the ship, and it's such a small detail. But man, having tried every other game, oof, like it's just another good piece of glue between all the other good stuff that they built. So the only other thing I'd like to see is like jump seats in it. I know that if another player is in the interior when you take off, they just like zoop like through the floor. And Burr put a video of that. They're just like back on the planet. Cool, fine. It's like whatever. But I'm like, ooh, like jump seats in the Nomad. Like, what's the combat Nomad where your friends? I said when they released, when they did Odyssey with the whole. Oh my God, I haven't done one in forever. What is it? What's the vultures you ride in to go to a conflict zone? Frontline Solutions. I'm like, how cool if they would have given us a module that we could have our friends in the back and drop them out like a Frontline Solutions vulture does. So just, I'm not going to, I don't play the game for potential, but I just see this as a gesture in what direction they could invest in. So I don't do a lot of exobio. I'm going to be buying the Nomad for ARCs, and I'm going to be voting with my wallet and all that other crap. So I'm hopeful, like with Power Play, just feeling them kind of injecting a little more mortar between the bricks. This feels like a new direction for that. So I am freaking stoked.
Okay.
Yep.
Any thoughts on operations, the latest details?
Oh God, I'm so excited. I have like, are we getting old, guys? Is the player base aging and maybe in like, shit, I got 20 minutes. Okay. Well, that's a fleet carrier jump and then no gameplay. And if I see some boys in the voice chat, I can just pop in and I can pew, 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 pew. And I never was a stickler for fancy first-person on-foot gameplay. I enjoy first-person on-foot gameplay, even if it's basic. So, there's other games I could play that do it better, but this is part of the whole shtick. And it bugged me initially that you're teleporting, but then we saw they're like making this whole like operations carrier. They're going to kind of rope it into like, oh, there's a thing that teleports you quickly to get there. Cool, fine. No issues with that as far as like immersion breaking. It's just the accessibility that comes with having a busy schedule or a small window of time. I'm really stoked.
Yeah.
Yep.
Chig, you want to go next?
Sure. Well, my first question on these operations, there's at least one of them that's just ship stuff, right? Or is there not?
Oh, there's
Are
lots.
They all? Yeah. So, well, no, where you don't have to do any on foot stuff.
There are multiples. Yes.
Okay. So all the people bitching and moaning that I don't do the foot stuff, so this is stupid.
Yeah,
so I'm never going to do operations. They're just out of line.
It seems a little like the announcement of details was sort of messy because everybody who got the info also got, oops, that's wrong. And now they're not really sure what is right.
Yeah.
But yes, there were multiples that were like
just ships.
not a combo of both. Like,
well, perfect. Because otherwise I would have said they missed the calling. They should have named this instead of operations, doors and corners would have been awesome. They could have went down that road a little.
Doors
and thing there.
Doors and crotches. Remember that?
Crotches and
that's a Loose Screws joke from the Odyssey release. Am I the only one that remembers doors and crotches?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
definitely. Okay. First off, I watched some gameplay on operations. I'll mention the Nomad here after this. I'll cover operations first. I like the concept of operations. I like where they were going with it. I like some quick stuff and how they can add stuff to the game super easily. Like, this is the opportunity to actually, we've talked about this in the past, there could be an operation on a planet, with full atmosphere. We could be running around in a jungle possibly. There's so many things so many places they can go with this. I'm excited about that. Early watching some of this stuff. Oh, and honestly, the people who are complaining, I've never seen people lose their minds for so long over the fact, are we going to be able to do this solo? Are we going to be able to do this solo? And losing their shit. Obviously, you're going to be able to do it solo. Obviously, any game that's PvE versus the environment, either you can figure out a way to do it solo, or you're going to just be able to straight up do it solo. So yes, you can do it solo. Is it going to be harder? Yes. So now we're going to start getting the complaints. This needs to be easier so I can do this solo. But that's a whole nother argument that we'll get here after this releases. I won't touch on that.
I want to touch on that. The subset of MMO players that choose this genre for their single player experience. I'm like, why? Why did you come here?
Is that a real question? Because there's a real answer to that, though.
What is this?
Listen, as much as I fully agree with everything Chig just said, the historical reason is that when Elite Dangerous, which is Elite 4, I guess, came out, everybody many people wanted a single player, and like there was, I guess, for a second there wasn't even going to be any kind of, it was like a talk about offline mode. There maybe was supposed to be an offline mode, and then that got cut, and then they were like, yeah, but wait, and then they I guess compromise was turning it into a solo mode
because they grew up in the 80s playing a game on the BBC,
a completely different game.
A completely different game, and it's always been solo. It's got to it's
they
evolved.
Wanted a technologically advanced sequel to the game that they played, which had nothing to do. So there are a whole population of people who, in their opinions, they didn't choose an MMO. Their game franchise moved on without them into an MMO. So in their defense, you could imagine.
I am fine with that 100%. But I still 100% believe that where FDev screwed up is not having some kind of penalty for not penalty to the player, but penalty in affecting the galaxy for playing in solo.
It should have just been no effect somehow from the beginning. That would have been the way. Yeah.
If you want to play in solo, that's fine. Because honestly, your actions, playing other players.
Your system can download the current state of the market. You can participate in it as it is or whatever, but like you won't have any effect, because it's not like they're going to store a version of the galaxy that has just your changes or doesn't have the rest of the world's changes. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
Like everyone, like as if it was Legacy, but it's everyone's copy.
Right. Right. I say that, and then they did come up with Legacy, didn't they? But it's like each individual has a legacy.
Where I'm coming from is Power Play is the prime example. They could have still had everybody get the same number of merits, but control points were less. And then, when you're competing against the other players, something along those lines, especially BGS, when you're trying to steal systems, and the fact that, you're manipulating somebody else's system. And I've headcanoned it into the fact that there's trillions of people in this galaxy that we're living in, and there's like 4,000 players logged on at any given time. So obviously the odds of bumping into each other and stuff is slim anyway. The galaxy's huge, but at the end of the day, there is that player PvP aspect that they should have accounted for, and that's where open only players get mad at solo players, and solo players like, we're the vast majority of the player population, you need to cater to us, and it goes back and forth, and I don't care, play your own game, but for fairness, it should have had some kind of balance there. But on the actual operations gameplay that I've watched and stuff, one's kind of humorous. When you go after one of these like hijacked mega ships, you request docking. The ship's been hijacked and they're in control of a mega ship, and you request docking and you can land
in
and
order
you can
to
avoid
get a pad.
in order to get a pad, and you can avoid the whole space combat side of it. You fly up, avoid stuff, request docking, and then you land on the pad, then the space side of it is done. Maybe if you
that's a bug, right?
Mates, I don't know. I don't think it's a bug. Here we go. Now, once you're in this mega ship, you get off the mega ship and it says, no gravity boots activated, whatever the line she says is. So you get your mag boots on, and then you go in, then you start fighting. And as you're fighting, you can jump and and do all of the things as though there's gravity. Just
except the grenades.
Oh,
except the grenades go straight because we talked about it.
This my immersion, but honestly, this has been something in Elite forever where there is no artificial gravity. Well, explain this to me, just please. So I just that right there just bugs the shit out of me. But I'm on board with this as a vessel of new content. Get players, give Daxy his casual interaction with the game. You know, when he's still going to be in a team with us, and he's going to be like, guys, I'll be right back, and then we're gonna have to finish the whole thing without him. I mean, it's just
it's a damn good thing you can do them solo, huh?
And if they did the gravity right, you guys could just push me to the exit.
Well, if we would, we'd remove your helmet if that was a thing too. So
probably other places we could push you to. Just
like, we would just do things to your corpse. Actually, I'm giving Trax a claw hammer and saying you're a tree.
And I come back to the computer. How the hell am I in Colonia?
So I mean that's where I'm at on it. Is like I am with everything in this game. Am I happy it's in the game? Yes. Could it have been more? Yes. Will it grow? I hope. Let's just see what happens.
All right. I'm not sure what white space you left for your tracks, but
Nomad. Hold on. Let me just touch on
go
the
ahead.
Nomad
Take
real
that
quick.
too.
Sorry, we were supposed to touch on everything. So let's go back to the beginning. When I start, okay, Nomad. I like the fact that they did make it available for the older ships and did have some downsides when it's on an old ship. You're on the hangar, more power, heavier, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. Somebody said that this will once again make the Anaconda the best ship in the game. Anaconda was never the best ship in the game, so you can all just die in a fire. And the interior, yes, that's great. They kind of started it with Lobster, where you could run up inside of it to get your blue circle, and now this is even another step further where you can kind of actually be inside of it. I wish that they would have found a way where if you've got people all just piling in, that then they can just jump out once you get up in the up higher, then they all fall to their death. That would have been great, but instead they just kind of drop you on the surface. But once again, I think these are just evolutions. We're all just kind of along for the long ride on this game and just kind of keep growing. So I like the Nomad right now. Purpose wise, you asked, am I going to participate with the Nomad or operations, which I'm more looking forward to? Well, if I was going out plant gunning, I would be excited about the Nomad, and I may spend arcs on it. Right now, I won't spend arcs unless we decide to do like a event one night where we all have a Nomad fight, or we have, I think in the Burr video, they mentioned it's like, well, this ship will get its butt kicked by every other ship. That's my best Burr impersonation. My scarf was too tight and stuff. But what we do is
something fish.
Well, yeah, something fish. But I would have a fun night like way back in the day where was it Ty took on everybody with his Corvette, took on a bunch of Sidewinders. Have one of us take on a bunch of people where we're in. Well, I suppose we could use a Corvette or something against a whole bunch of Nomads and see how it stands up against the pulse lasers. An event like that would probably be a lot of fun. And that's, once again, I go back to, this is a sandbox. You need to find ways to have fun. And that might be a good way to have some fun. So that's my thoughts on the Nomad. And the hologram looks very much like Panther Clipper. When I saw the hologram, I'm like, is that the Panther Clipper? It's like a mini Clipper. So I'm going to name mine the Tadpole, just for the record, just to piss off Adaxius. All right, that's all I got. I swear.
No more Columbo, one more things. You good? Okay, Trax, you're up.
Wait, one more thing. It's Trax. It's Trax's turn.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. I have been working too much apparently, and I didn't realize that Partners had an operations preview. I thought they just had a Nomad preview, and I haven't even bothered to look because I saw some Burr's review video of Nomad, and I was like, that's good enough for me. So I haven't watched any operations go down. I am much I mean, they're both cool. Nomad's not gonna fit into any of the gameplay that I frequent, but like, pretty good job on the way they put the thing together. It is kind of a shame. It's revealing kind of what this engine's capable of, though, because like your ship, they can build this, right? They can build the links so you can physically walk inside of it before you take off, but it's not an instance, it's not a room that moves, right? When you're on foot, and that's why you click on the chair and you've got the brief fade to black, right? Because they have to transition your player to being a ship instead of a person. And unless you're
shape shifting, you're not sitting down.
Right. I mean, from the game engine perspective, I'm sorry to, be anti-immersion-y, but like this is clever. Like this is like a clever workaround to the game engine. They do it with the game engine you've got, and
yeah.
That's cool. That means technically, they could do it with any ship. It depends how complex they want to make the room that spawns into existence whenever you touch down on a surface, right? And however many this one doesn't have any other seats, so whoever's on board is just going to stop being in that room because the room's going to stop existing, right? But if they put more seats in it, then other people will be able to click into those seats and they will become ship, and it will be able to fly away with them. So, I see this as confirmation that they could do it.
Are we all more than meets the eye, is what you're saying, since Odyssey launched? Interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
Boy.
Well, we were always all ship. We gained bodies. Sometimes.
We just poop out bodies. And then we became comatose.
We become the bodies. Anyway, operations. I think
a Freudian analysis of Elite Dangerous.
I'm talking to mommy here.
What's the shadow behind every commander?
I think operations seems cool. I was a little wigged out by how many. I'm perplexed by how many of them don't involve the combination of on foot and ship gameplay. But I guess that wasn't necessary. I think it's strange that they just keep letting Odyssey content be not necessary, or I don't know. Maybe I'm being hard. I think it's a weird move, but it's been so many years. It's like, who cares? Are they really selling anything anymore? They're selling cosmetics, so. I guess the push to integrate, like make Odyssey an important part for people to make mandatory for themselves is no longer itself important in the way that I guess I thought it would if I was in charge of the company, or if I was held the responsibility of keeping the company and the game solvent.
You're not even a partner, so be quiet.
Yeah, I'm nothing. So I don't know. I do think it's exciting, and I'm hopeful that more cool locations and instances will come out. And it's just like sand on your eyeballs. The gravity thing is so rough.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. I'm gonna deal with it, but I am so like I said, I didn't watch any videos. To hear you say that you can jump in there,
mm-hmm.
I thought we were disallowed from jumping inside outposts and stuff because they were trying to hide the fact that they couldn't figure out how to deal with the no gravity thing, and now they're just abandoning that. We're just go, okay, fine.
Which I don't get, because armchair game developing here. For those of you that played Starfield, they did 0G FPS so good in such a simple way. Intuitive controls, floating up and down, your recoil pushes you. Not complicated, very engaging. And I'm like, they've got a game engine that does gravity all the time. Is that not?
Yeah.
Can't we just not do that in this interior space? Am I dumb?
Being able to jump apparently in operations breaks the answer I'm about to give, but I had thought it had something to do with, as long as you couldn't jump, they didn't have to worry about making all the other surfaces collision surfaces for your body. Right? Just the floor and the stairs. Mm-hmm. But if you can jump, now they've had to do that, I guess, because you should be able to jump into the walls and the ceiling.
Walls and ceilings still hit. You can jump in interior buildings on surfaces.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
just the spaceports that were the issue before, and fleet carriers.
So they must have solved that with Odyssey then.
And I even headcanoned for myself, like, why can't I walk on the walls? I went, non-ferrous materials for the walls and ferrous for the floors kind of thing. You know, I jumped through so many hoops to
just handing them the
guys.
bones.
Yes.
It's because the walls represent volume, but not weight. Just like
this is like your military compartment shit.
Guys,
No,
I
you're
know
just wrong.
You always shut me down, but trust me, it's about
but can't you put a shield cell bank in one of those?
Shut this guy down. I'm going to put him in the
shield cell
penalty
bank
box.
Okay, so I got a few more questions.
Oh my God.
What about you, Roy? What about you,
Well,
Roy?
Yeah, Roy. Your
Yeah,
turn.
okay. So I think I do think that operations at its core solves what Adaxius brought up. It solves for casual gaming when you've only got 20 minutes to do something. It even if you've got more time to do something, it really solves the hey, there's a few people in game tonight. What are we going to do? What are we going to do tonight? It's a very obvious focus point.
Yeah.
Right. I think though.
Totally.
My concern with it is players are going to optimize the hell out of it. And this isn't just, I mean, you see this in other MMOs, but you certainly see this in Elite with BGS and Power Play. They'll spreadsheet it, min-max it, find the fastest loop. There's going to be arguments about if the rewards are good enough. So there's a bit of
minutes per merc coin, baby.
There's a bit of, I guess that's lots of content you can create around that.
Oh God!
But wait, have you seen the fact that the merc coin? There's new engineering. There's new modules. There's like a support power distributor. I mean, just there's some new engineering, new modules. It's gonna be interesting.
So I think, I'm a bit worried about what the negative aspects of it being a grind loop turn into, and we'll just have to see how extreme it gets. If it's the best thing to get the best things, or if it's just complementing other things in the game. Because there's still people in the game that, believe it or not, don't do engineering, right? Or very little.
They don't
engineering.
count. No, honestly,
they're not playing the same game.
Sounds right. That sounds funny, but Chig said it exactly what I was thinking. Like, there are people who play, like I play the game a certain way. There are people who play number go up simulator, like we were saying, who literally see a CG and they're like, but how, which commodity is worth the most credits? And then there are people who haven't gotten into engineering yet, and I'm like, nope, different game. It literally does, because what are they going to care about this? They're going to do an operation if it's fun, and they're not going to care about if a merc coin. Oh wow, I got 10 of those. The nearest thing costs 100. Meh, I'm going to go explore.
I'm convinced that the people who bitch the most about being ganked are the people who don't do any engineering, so they get blown up like instantly because their ship is paper.
Yeah, those Venn diagrams probably overlap. Yeah.
Yes.
I would say Nomad for me, it's just a completely different attraction. With obviously I do a lot of exploration, and it ticks the boxes on a lot of the headcanon fantasy around immersion and being in a little ship and walking out the door, all that stuff. That's great. So if I had to choose between the two, I'd for sure buy the Nomad and then wait to see what happens with, I guess, operations.
Well,
but
wait a minute. Operations is free. Nomad costs arcs. I mean,
for now.
For now. But no, honestly, of the four of us,
you think
who's buying the Nomad for arcs on is that Wednesday next week or Tuesday?
I hate it, but I am.
You're gonna buy it for arcs, Roy. I assume you are.
Symbolically,
is
that a naive gesture? I don't know.
And me and Trax probably are not, right?
I'm not. No, I will buy if whatever. I do things when they hit the gameplay loops that I really like. Yeah. As I did with the Kestrel, right? I bought
100%. Yeah.
I bought arcs during their live stream when they announced the Kestrel just to try to drive home the point. But no, the Nomad's not really for me, so I'll wait.
I buy everything for arcs now because I screwed up on the Cobra Mark V. I'm like, I don't need this ship.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever. Now it's the best ship in the game. And I'm like, why did I deprive myself for 2 months or whatever it was?
Mm-hmm.
But unless we do an event, I'm not buying the Kestrel or the Nomad right off the bat because I have no need for it. If we put together an event, I'll buy it because, well, why not? I've got 0 impulse control, so I'll be like,
No.
sure, I'll do it, and let's go buy it. But at the end of the day, I'll play the free thing until that gets boring. Then if I've got nothing else to do, then I'll buy the Nomad and go plant gunning, I guess. But I don't know.
So this next question maybe has to do more with how much you've been paying attention to what the creators have been putting out or what's been on different forums or what people are talking about. But even though I haven't been in game in the last week, I've been consuming a lot of content, and I've been in our Discord and all that, and it looks to me like the Nomad has been stealing attention from operations, and I'm wondering if it's because it feels more like something that ought to be in Elite Dangerous than operations does. Like, why does a utility vehicle seem to be producing more community emotion than an MMO like dungeon system?
It's somehow more novel, right? Like it's the fact that we haven't had a new SL anything.
Anything. SLQ.
So and I think people see the path, right? They see a potential path to a number of things that are interesting, like being able to walk inside of it and having these layers of ship launches, other ship.
I think
lots of these are things people are tickled by. Yeah,
I think you're asking the wrong question.
Oh, I got 30 more. Don't worry.
How does FDev fuck this up? Instead of honestly, instead of riding the hype and trying to get operations super exciting and having an operation that the Nomad would be ideal for, they put out these 2 completely different game loop things at the same time.
So they're stepping on themselves.
Exactly. I mean, the Nomad is very interesting. First vessel interior we've had in all of this, and they're putting them both out on the same fucking day.
That's an interesting observation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know how many explorers are going to be bopping into operations.
Maybe it's different audiences.
Yeah. There's a point there.
I agree.
Yeah.
When I asked the question, that was an answer I did not expect. That's a good answer.
Every now and again, I got them.
You touched on this, Trex. Do you think the Nomad is really just about fixing friction and exobiology, or is there more to come? Like there's more ship launch vehicle, vessels, whatever. That's going to be a whole thing.
Stuff can be 2 things. I mean, I'm not an exobio person, but even I can see that there was a gaping hole in that gameplay. Frankly, I think they haven't made it more interesting, but they've certainly made it less tedious and more fun. So whichever angle you think you can attack the problem, I guess, I'm all for there being different and new things. But
I think this answers a question.
I'm gonna do a bit of salt mining here. I think you talked a bit about, I think it was in Discord, when someone suggested a cargo SLV. Did you have some thoughts about that?
Oh boy.
Yes. Well, so the first one that came to my mind was mining, because that would be interesting, right? If you could launch something from a Panther Clipper that could do the mining and was nimble enough to get in there and do all the things while the Panther sits there and collects stuff, it would need to not just be like an autopilot, right? It would need to be able to run the collectors and stuff, but whoever's flying the mothership, I mean. But everybody in Discord was, look at the next thing. This one's for exploration or exobio. The next one's going to be for this. And what about one for cargo? And it's like the idea of having a Panther Clipper is to be able to carry like over 1,000 fucking tons of something. What would I do with a little craft that can carry 4? Let's double the Scarab and say 8. What?
Let's make it 100.
If it's 100, it's still almost pointless. Like what? Like so the idea and these things, you can't. The Nomad can't request docking on a pad, so it still can't land at ports. It can put down in the middle of a surface station. So I mean, the only thing I just like, so then I thought, what could this possibly be for? Small numbers of apparently valuable enough to justify it cargo. So what is that? Rares, except nobody paid, because people spreadsheet this and work out the min-max. Nobody pays attention to rares except on the occasions when Soontil relics get up over like 200 in supply, and it's just for the sake of power play. So they're moving hundreds at a time. So this small thing is meaningless in absolutely every case. So what's the gameplay there besides just the lore of, I wish I could like detach from my mothership and go land at an outpost? In that case, the Nomad is already enough. It doesn't have to have cargo, right? Like, why would you? I don't know. It seems so stupid. It seems so stupid. Why would you want a small thing for cargo? Cargo big.
I have participated in the manual tedium, which is cargo gameplay as manifested in the debacle Star Citizen. Not a fan. Not a fan.
You're not a fan of boosting laterally either, so
it's this is tough because it's just being judgmental. But I'm like, guys, tedium simulator. That's what we're here for. Tedium.
If
simulator?
only they hadn't nerfed 1-ton trading.
No.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Wait,
damn it,
hold
Roy.
on. No.
But
Bring back
the
one-ton
Nomad
trading.
reduces tedium.
But
in its gameplay loop. Okay, whatever.
You bring back 1-ton trading, but you have to do it in the new cargo SLV. One ton at a time. You have to deliver it, but you can still get the power play merits.
Okay, let's go back to what I said about I'm happy when they add anything to the game, but it's never enough. Now, if this is a step towards maybe there's only small pad outposts and they add some stuff in the future where, instead of needing a full carrier with 10,000 where you're using your clipper to move it into a large pad system, they add something to the game where you need a small pad that only the Nomad can land on, or, you can use your Sidewinder or whatever, but you can't move tonnage. But then at the end of the day, it's tonnage.
There's nothing you would do with that.
You can't do it.
Yeah.
Any cargo situation.
Little House on the Prairie. You're rescuing people from a tiny house where they have a tiny pad and you can rescue 2 people.
Oops, they fall out of the bottom of the ship. Whoops.
Oh, that's right. God damn it.
No, but any cargo situation, is it a system that only has outposts? Well, you would just bring your carrier in and unload it with a type. Which one's for cargo? 8.
11. Oh, yeah.
8. Or some settlement that literally only has small pads, not even medium pads, or something that gets invented in the future. You would still do it from a carrier and like a keelback or whatever the hell has the most cargo on a small pad.
Quit mentioning irrelevant ships. God damn.
Well, they would sure as shit become relevant if you had to move cargo to small pad stations.
All right, we're on top of things. Now we know how to make ships relevant that are irrelevant. So we're on to something. All right, we're making progress. Go on.
I was trying to think about if there's, now this is obviously, well, I guess it's a mix of things that are in the game. Could you fly a Nomad into something that it's the only thing that can fit into? Like a
like a Titan.
Crash Titan or a Titan. To get something that you have
boarding
to bring
actions. Out. I think for you could invent operations that required something like it wouldn't be the Nomad, it would be the Vagabond or whatever. I don't know, whatever the next one's going to be. And this one has 4 seats and just barely room for those 4 people. And it's an SLF, so you can dock it to your whatever these ships are, right? Your Caspian or something. So you can Caspian in, and then you launch out of this thing.
But instead of seats, you could just have like cargo netting they hold on to. If they're in the back of the ship, like how you click on your seat, you sit down, you click on the cargo net, you hold on, then you can just ride in the back.
You fade to black and your game becomes a cargo net instead of a person. Got it.
So someone at FDev just slapped themselves in the forehead because Trax just called the next SLV's name, and they're like, "God damn it!
God,
listening to him again."
If they name it that, you guys know I will never be containable again.
Nope, you'll be insufferable. You're already almost there.
It'll be much worse than it is now.
What? How do you know it's called a vagabond? What? Who's a mole? Who's a mole?
If the Vagabond releases this year, guys, you're all going to be on permanent slow mode in Discord. I'm going to be the only one who's allowed to talk.
No.
Nobody can post images besides me. I'm
Okay,
gonna take over.
FDev, help us out. Name the next thing, the TTB. Then it cannot be tracks, the thick Thargoid booty. TTB is the next thing, and then it'll be Teflon who gets full credit for it, and then we'll know that it's
Thargoid booty.
They're going back years.
Hold on.
Wow.
Oh, my guy's not in the thing. Hold on.
He's not in here. Damn it.
Never mind.
Do we think that the Nomad's interior is really a signal about future ship interiors on more ships?
If it sells.
I think you have to think of it that way.
I think it shows clearly that that's how it would work. And if they added seats that other people could click on before it took off, then they wouldn't fall through the floor. So absolutely, it's proof.
I don't mean more SLVs. I mean
I know
Python Mark II or something.
Yeah,
I don't see why it would be any different.
Yeah,
I don't see why it would be any different.
It's I on the forums. There's a guy named Stealthy. He posts a lot on the forums, and he was mentioning, is this what we thought interiors would be? Where when the ship is landed, we can do stuff, but once it takes off, how we fall through it on this thing. And I hadn't thought about that, and it's like, well, that's interesting, because if we could have interiors only when we're on the ground or landed on a pad, and you could walk around your ship, that would anchor you, and then you could have that extra instance, right? So then you don't have to put our tune in proper spatial area with our ship, and it would work, right? And I was like, that makes a lot of sense. And you could defend that by saying, well, once you take off, you're dealing with inertia and you don't have no gravity, and all of those things go out the window. But now that I see they don't give a fuck about gravity, I'm not going to defend that anymore.
Well, no, it's just, I mean, it's just what the engine's capable of, right? Like,
exactly.
People can't be in this thing when it's moving, or the engine, all the cracks start to show. Your fleet carrier is the same way, or any carrier. You can walk around them. They are an instance. They are a room in the game until they need to jump, and then anybody has to be in a seat.
While landed or docked?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I guess you wouldn't be able to do something where, like, your crew can, what are the things that we variously imagine? Right, go do a repair. No, you got to do everything from your seat. I mean, it's tough to imagine that any of that stuff was going to come to fruition anyway, because we can do all our repairs through the AFM, and it's like, why would we do the more tedious, slower version of it? So probably, this is definitely all the game engine's capable of, and the game already had features that would prevent the gameplay from being useful, even if they could make it so you could walk around the ship while it was flying. So it's not worth thinking about.
Yeah, it is exactly what. Oh, I was just going to say, it is exactly what I would have imagined the very first version of interior to be. Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
I thought it was going to be the Sidewinder or something.
Yeah.
Do you think that being able to buy the those Science-y ship kit interiors with the microscopes and the DNA tanks or whatever are an indicator that we're going to be able to get captain's quarters stuff in the carrier? Or
I didn't know that was a thing.
I hope so. Jesus.
I think it's
how many years,
if not a test, right, to see what our appetite is.
Maybe that's something people should buy.
I mean,
not me, but yes.
If you want ship cats.
It is also kind of surprising. It shows up in the Nomad just with relatively little space, and I'm like, we've had carriers for years with the captain's quarters. You could have been for years.
But literally,
you could have been selling this stuff.
We've got the camera suite. We can look around the cabin, around our cockpits when you go into camera suite, right? We've always been able to look around and look at stuff. That was the most obvious cosmetic that would sell. The outside of our ship, we don't see.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It boggles my mind that this stuff has not been in there. But I'm not going to make fun of it. Well, you do have
dashboard. You have dashboard customizations and stuff, but
well, you have,
just a side comment on that. I've always wished that there was a, and maybe I'm just not skilled enough with the camera, but and I don't want to play the game in third person with my ship necessarily, but to that point, it would be cool sometimes if I'm doing stuff like trading or, BGS stuff or whatever, just to be able to fly around looking at the outside of my ship like a follow camera, a cinematic follow camera, instead of being, and still control the ship. I know you can control the ship from the outside of the camera, but I'm not sure that I'm not sure that there's a mode that isn't just like locked on rails, always pointing in the same direction, but more something that would be a bit flowy and follow the ship, like a drone following it,
Oh, I see. The camera would have some give to it.
So I don't have to drive the camera and the ship at the same time. I can fly the ship and the cameras, just like people, throw a drone up in the air and go on a bike ride, and then they get a nice cinematic of their, bike ride.
You can... Well, so I do it in fact, I can just do it, right? I do it all the time when we're playing podcast. Like, I position it where it is and then hit F2 one more time. I'm not sure if I set these binds or if they're natural, but now I'm steering my ship. My camera remains fixed to the ship wherever I left it.
That's the point I'm asking they would change, is that it
would have a little give to it.
It would swoop around and basically chase your ship. And keep it in the center, sort of thing. But anyway, small thing. Because then you can sort of appreciate if you just bought a new paint job or a ship kit, or it's just a cool another way
without it being like hard locked to wherever I position it around. Because I can fly my ship pretty accurately like this, but it doesn't.
That's literally something you could sell for arcs, because it's not a
winning.
It's not a pay to win situation.
Yeah, it's just like a cosmetic quality of life thing.
Yep.
Chig, you had mentioned something about this. When Frontier added in Mark I versus Mark II modules for Nomad compatibility, would you say that was them being responsive to the community in a healthy way, or this was just exposing poor initial design?
Need you ask?
Yeah, that's kind of a silly question. I mean, honestly, they may have tested no, I don't think there was any foresight. They were like, let's just keep pushing forward. They do this all the time. I mean, I wish I had more faith in them. I always go back to what Exigeous said like 6 years ago. He goes, he loves this game in spite of FDev. They make I could go over so many just poor decisions they've made over the years. Like when they changed the launcher that didn't have like the stuff for sale on it anymore. You had to scroll down to see what the sales were. Seriously. I opened the launcher, show me what's for sale. That's marketing 101. There's things like that they do all the time that just boggle my mind as far as, good God, just hire a marketing guy, hire, somebody. Literally, why they haven't hired the Burrs to do their promotional videos, why they haven't, the Inara guy, why have they not integrated some of these people making these third-party websites to integrate some of these things into the game? I mean, you want loadouts for your ships, hire the Inara guy or the Coriolis guy, or all these different people who are just using the API to build all this shit, and they can't do this in game. So they can't do it in game, and that maybe it's financial. Okay, so throw some money their way. We know that they're making good money, and all of these things improve quality of life for the players, which keeps players around and may attract new players. My biggest problem with this game in all the years I've played it is recommending it to people, because I'm like, you're gonna have to overcome a lot of bullshit, but you're gonna love it if you can do that. I'm just saying.
What is the theoretical reason that they started with it only goes on these 3 ships? Like, what is because those 3 ships are all in not in early access anymore, so it isn't for sake of even paywalling it. What could they have been? I honestly can't imagine what made them think that in the first place. It wasn't like they gave in because, it's like the Dodec, right? They were like, this will be permanently paywalled, and then they gave in. This one was never paywalled. It was just on those ships because. So what is it? What were they thinking? Maybe.
I have a theory.
Yeah.
Those are the next 2 ships that are going to get a different variant of an SLV.
But
Well, a lot
again,
of people pointed out the fact
why
that,
those ships though? What's
a lot of people
I
pointed out that the Caspian was the only ship that that the Nomad really benefited, whereas the Type 11 and what was the other ship that this was going on?
The Clipper.
The Panther Clipper. So that's where people are like, the next SLVs will be a mining SLV and a stupid cargo transport SLV. So that's where people were thinking it was going, but why that doesn't help the past.
Those are the only 2nd generation ships that have the ability to carry fighters.
100%
to begin with.
That's why I threw that out the window. Yep.
So but my question is like, why do we care to only add it to the ships that are 2nd gen ships? None of those are behind paywalls anymore. So you gain nothing for that.
You want to know the truth?
And if they wanted to put the next SLV behind a paywall and have it only work on ships that were then behind a paywall, they have to come up with another ship before the SLV comes, or around the same time, that is paywalled at the same time.
My cynical answer?
Which
is probably right. I'm just saying. The same reason that the Lynx was the first free ship, because people don't do a lot of passenger hauling and everything else, but they decided, we're going to give you this free because we're delaying this other thing. It was a customer service kind of thing. And then they ended up turning around and doing the same thing with this. Let's put it out there saying it's only these ships. They're going to complain, and and then how fast did they have the Mark 1 ready? So that was literally 3 days. Oh, you're right. Let's go. We're going to do Mark 1 too. And they listed every ship and which one it fit on. It was instant. So that's the cynic in me, is they did this on purpose.
So I cannot think of a reason other than that, honestly. And I mean, I'm also willing to accept that they just like thoughtlessly locked it to those ships and didn't even realize that it doesn't benefit them financially to do so. And then they were like, oh, whoops. But then the other thing, and I said this on the day, right, in Discord, I think, there's this story about some animation studio, and I can't remember if it was Disney or something else, but Arm Hair, the animators had this, like, their boss or whatever, like, had an ego and liked to make personal changes so that they could feel, personally responsible for the way characters looked. So if you drew a character and you really liked the way it looked and you didn't want this guy changing it, you would give your character arm hair, which he hated, and he would always tell you, this looks great, lose the arm hair. And that was his little detail that he could add to it and feel like he'd taken ownership of it, and then you'd get your character made the way it was. So yes, it's like, let's make it only available for these ships. Everyone will complain, and then we'll give in, and they'll all be like, yay, we tilted the balance. That's how I felt.
I mean, how fast did they change it? That was fast.
Almost fast enough to make you think that developing in this game is actually pretty easy, and they are fucking sitting on their hands failing to fix all these bugs.
Yeah. 100%. I'm with you.
All right,
I've done enough FDev bashing tonight. I'll be quiet.
I have a few operations questions before we wrap up.
Okay, rapid fire.
You said okay. I said uh-oh.
Merc coin. Is Merc coin an antidote to engineering grind, or just a new engineering grind? And maybe we saw it showed up in the Discord something from was it Psychit's stream showing a new kind of. Was it a power distributor?
Yeah, there's a new power
and the comment,
distributor.
unconfirmed, but the comment was something like, "And you can engineer this."
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it was a sort of like a dual thing where it boosted both systems and engines.
It was a
support, wasn't it called support something?
Power distributor.
Yeah.
As long as you can put charge enhance on it, that might be good.
Chig's right. The answer is yes.
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
Next question.
People will grind it even if it's not.
Yeah.
Well, and there may be something also around and I hope it doesn't go this way, but in other MMOs, you can get people, it goes beyond having a recommended build and people actually shunning people if they don't show up in best gear. So if Merc coin items become mandatory for optimal builds, then that maybe becomes a grind on top of the grind.
Yeah, we hope they're careful and make them specialized enough.
I think
that they only become best in slots in certain situations, right?
Well, that's just it. I think that the Merc coin thing is just kind of opening the door to some new stuff to make things easier. But are you able to inspect the gear of the people that you're in queue with, and can you kick people if they don't have? I mean,
can you inspect people generally on foot gameplay?
I don't think so. So I mean, a lot of this
you can dislike them. I know that for sure.
A lot of this, we need answers to those questions. I mean, like in World of Warcraft, you're doing a 5-man dungeon or a 10-man raid or a 25-man raid or a 40-man raid. If you go all the way back to base game, you could inspect who you're with, but usually those bigger raids, you aren't doing that. So if we just go to basic dungeons, 5-man runs in World of Warcraft, which if you're talking of these like a raid, which they're really not, you're just literally just bringing more guns is all that this is. 1, 2, 3, 4 people is how many guns you have with. So if you're looking to see if this guy's grade 5, this guy's grade 3, and all of that, I just don't think that's even something you can do, first off. And secondly, I don't think these are that high skill level that you need to worry about it. So I don't know. That's an interesting question.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just ask people, right? If some of these do turn into...
And if it's Daxy, he'll lie. Yeah, I got the best ever. And he's in his underwear. I don't know.
If they turn into if there's specialized roles and one person has to pick that role, you could ask the person, like, do you have this MacGuffin, because that's going to make this whole thing go better if you've got this thing.
I hope
you could just
not.
ask them.
I hope not.
Well, what I've been watching of these things so far is they're very, very simplistic. There's no specialization. I mean, it'd be nice if it's like our space crew has to get us through the ships so we can dock, and then they'll keep fighting in space to keep the people from landing.
Isn't the fire rescue like that? It's got external things you shoot to keep the temperature down, so the inside
external things, but that one's just a straight ship one, right?
Yeah, so you never get out of the ship on that one.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to discuss, how good are you at your loadout? But is there a kick option if their ship doesn't meet up? So I just don't know.
Well, it could be a kick option, or you just leave yourself.
Yeah,
I guess.
But if
that's less of a problem, I guess.
You just win. You just win yourself.
Yeah.
I'm
looking forward to trying these on solo day one. That's my whole thing. Is I'm just gonna try every single one of these solo and see what I can do and go from there.
And here I thought was looking forward to maybe having some team up time with Chig, but apparently no, he doesn't want to do any of that with ye olde tracks. So I'll just have to find somebody else to play with. I guess.
Called your brother. He's coming over to hang out. But no, I no. That's that. Honestly, I'm sure. I almost said guild wise. I'm going back to my old raid days. But I mean, squadron wise, and I'm not even in the squadron anymore. So Discord wise. I'm looking forward to just, hey guys, let's go try this out and let's see what it is. Oh, are we friends in game? Oh, let me friend you. And that extra tedium. But trying all of this and going through those will be fun. But I think teams of 4, these are going to be, I'm not going to say trivial, but they don't make things incredibly hard in this game. The hardest things in this game, people do solo. And a lot of the hardest things in this game are harder with a teammate or two. So
yeah. Yes.
Just lose Daxy.
He had to step away, sorry.
Oh,
thank God.
He had to leave early.
Do you think we've talked a bit in maybe tonight and also in previous weeks about some of the negatives that can come with MMO type behavior, but do you think Elite Dangerous players might be more resistant to MMO reward loop behavior because they're sandbox players? Or do you think they might actually be more susceptible because this game has already trained people to grind and make spreadsheets?
Did you say reboard loop behavior?
Reward loop behavior, grinding, basically.
Oh, okay. Oh, Elite is the masters of grind, right? Experts.
Oh,
I don't.
Literally.
Yeah, no, right, definitely. I don't think.
I mean, I would go
is
back to
different.
pointing out that there are people that explore, there's people that don't do engineering,
Yeah.
there's people that do role play.
Well, there's nothing about it that says
they just
you
do BGS,
have to.
right?
Yeah. There's nothing
Not
about it
just
that says you
I should
have
say
to
just.
grind or get any particular item or any of that, but many will want to.
I
I'm
think
sure
the
I will
biggest
want
thing-
some of these items.
Biggest thing will be how this affects power play and BGS, and if any of these become the meta to move a dial, you're going to see more people doing it. And if there aren't, you're going to see less people doing it, and that's where then it becomes a big fight as to this is oh my god, what is it? The flipping board? No, not board flipping. What's the thing where people are doing rescue crap right now and people are super angry about the fact it's affecting power play? You know, if this becomes that, people are going to complain about this and it's screwing us over because this powers ethos bonus plays into operations, and this powers ethos bonus doesn't. So therefore, then they have to try to balance this shit out.
That's true. At the point where there is a power play option, so I think they kind of have to make it ethos neutral unless there's going to be a reciprocal for everybody. You know, unless they can apply an ethos to everybody, I would think.
I don't know. I think they should give it all to Zemina Torval. Is that her name?
She needs the help.
Spiderhead. She needs help right now. Whatever her
the mining operation. Isn't there supposed to be? Is there a mining one?
I don't think so.
That was rumored, I think, but it's not obviously in the first 6.
It's not in the first 6.
Seen one listed.
Oh, and just to
What would it
clarify
be
my
like?
comment,
Okay, never mind.
If someone picked up on my just BGS comment, what I was before I get flamed, what I meant by that is, and it's a bit of a subtlety.
Send your complaints to audaxius at gmail.com.
God, I got to choose my words carefully here.
Uh-oh.
Because as someone who strongly supports BGS activities, I think there are things you can do in BGS that are more forgiving of your ship design than, say, combat. Or maybe it promotes less of that type of min-maxy behavior around the ship design itself. Not to say that BGS isn't min-maxy, it can be terribly min-maxy, but you're not necessarily needing the best ship for every single thing you're doing. It can actually be more general purpose type ships. True. So that's what I meant by that. It was whether that was going to drive a lot of grindy behavior or not. Do you think, maybe you've answered this, Chig, because you were saying maybe these aren't going to be that hard, but how many elites do you have now? Is it 6?
A lot.
30? How you count or something?
Well,
6
I'm still just
5?
Elite XXX.
Okay.
Which means I have 31. Because
so
the way elites count, if you're Elite 5, you have 6. So elites
so maybe we could
0.
Rank the difficulty of these and how many fractions of a Chig it will take. But do you think public matchmaking, is this going to work in a game where preparation levels vary so wildly across the player base?
I literally don't think this game has never taken any of that into account. So I think people are too concerned about that, because this isn't like they're matching 4 random players against 4 random players like CQC does. Yeah, in team deathmatch, it's 4 random players. Well, supposedly it tries to balance it, but they're full of shit.
No, well, there's just not enough. I mean, surely you'll be able to just go into a public queue, right? Because not everybody has 4 friends all the time.
You're gonna have 4 random people.
Okay.
And it's gonna. I don't think they're gonna judge. Well, maybe they'll have something in the background, because apparently there's some suggested gear level stuff that they want you to have. Yeah, it's like you better have G5 with reinforced shields is the best I think that was something that I saw. But
that sounds like some minimum system requirements, recommended system requirement stuff. It's just they're just trying to give people a little bit of understanding about what kind of.
Don't go into this with shit you just bought at some random station and thinking you're going to survive. It's more of a warning that your chances of success, because player skill is going to be the biggest thing of success, and then gear and everything else. So matching up with some randos, it's going to be strength in numbers more than anything. If you get lucky and everybody's G5 with the best weapons and they've played a bunch, it's going to be completely trivial. You get in with a bunch of guys that are like, well, that's suggested requirements. This is what I got. I'm going to try to get 4 guys with that. You're going to get fucking owned. So I don't think any of that. I think it's a lot of overthinking the entire thing if you're worried about that. Okay. And it's not like you're in voice chat and people are typing chat, and like when I see a text chat in game, I miss it 90% of the time. A pirate threatens me and I just start shooting back when they start shooting me. Then I notice later, oh, he did ask for cargo. My bad. I just.
So you're the problem.
Yeah, I am absolutely the problem.
You might be the only one who can answer this if you've seen some of the video of the partners playing operations, but has it come up how the 4 of them communicate if it's not through an external third-party thing like Discord?
Do they have proximity or something?
Well, in game right now, there's already voice chat, but almost anybody who's played this game has turned that off a long time ago.
Oh, I would dread trying to set that up the way I've got a spaghetti mess of all the audio connectors already.
I'm not touching any of that, and I don't think that that's really going to be a thing. That's why they have to keep these relatively simple, because you cannot coordinate a whole lot. You can point maybe and do some stuff, but I haven't seen anything that says that there's any complex coordination that is needed.
Okay. That's possible. I mean, Warframe does a great job of that. You can pair up with people in that and have an incredible time and not have to have voice chat. So it's possible.
You can rely exclusively on rude gestures as communication.
And the level designs and
that you need to learn the language of the game in order to do that, which means that you're playing with somebody experienced. If somebody squats and turns to the left, that means this, and it's like, okay, this guy knows what he's doing.
Well, I mean, and I haven't. Disclaimer: I haven't played Warframe in years, but when I did, and I played a lot of it, it was like just the structure of how things progressed in the stages of each level you were playing. It was kind of obvious what was going to, what you needed to do next. So
that's RTSs have done that for years, pinging the mini map, with a defend or attack thing. There's ways to do it. They have not.
I personally
obviously not added that to this.
I always interpret a squat and a turn to the left as a sign of sincere experience. In my life, that's just what I've come to know. That means experience,
Go play some Dead by Daylight.
I've got some
subtlety to the movements that people do in that game that
I'll say,
somebody.
You and I have just met, but I can tell by your squat and turn to the left that you know what you're doing, and I'm going to learn a thing or two today.
Squatting helps. Somebody squats and you give a thumbs up. That means you're friends forever.
I'll remember this night for the rest of my life.
Okay. Here's the last question. If operations and Nomad represent, let's say, 2 different bets on Elite's future, one is around content that's more structured, repeatable, reward-driven, maybe even narrative, and the other is more open-ended, personal, living in the galaxy, immersion, enhancing. Which one do you think is more important for the long-term health of the game?
All right, let me do this first. You said this was the last question of the night. I'm going to ruin that right now. Where do you come up with such insightful questions?
Well, I think about some things, and I enjoy it, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, so
What,
that was the last question of the night. Go ahead,
propose. I'll propose let me do it this way. I'm going to propose an argument for both for
Okay.
either. I'm going to propose two arguments. So I think argument for the Nomad is that the exploration group has been among the least served of the player base, and if you're going to keep income coming in, you want to make sure you're reaching your whole addressable market. So the Nomad could be a very lucrative source of selling cosmetics to people who haven't bought any in a while, or haven't had reason to because they do other things. I think operations probably targets a lot bigger portion of the population, on the other hand, and so it's maybe a more important thing to continue to augment the service you're giving that larger piece of the pie. So, cuts both ways. Half a dozen, one. Yeah.
Chig?
Well, okay, so the Nomad is interesting because it expands on an exploration thing. Like the last time explorers really got something new and awesome was Exobio. Added something else that you could go out there.
Because you're not going to count the Caspian because you pick it as a traveler, not an explorer.
Exactly. That's that's not an explorer ship. That's a get places fast ship.
Right.
So and cement. I mean, tomato. But honestly, I'm right. So
you're right.
So the last time explorers really got something was the Exobio added the game, but that was kind of I hate to say it, it was a slap in the face because now all of a sudden you had to go explore all the systems you explored before to find the plants that were in those systems that you already explored. So that was a weird one. So
they got the Mandalay too, but anyway.
The Mandalay just gave you the second best ship in the game, but let's disregard that because that's also a combat ship and a multi-purpose and everything else. But what you've got then is the Nomad genuinely gives explorers something new, makes their favorite thing in the game a little bit easier.
Easier and a lot more fun.
That finding those fucking bacteria was stupid, and then finding stuff in the high mountains, now having a way to land. Honestly, this is a quality of life and an improvement on a lot of fronts. Also, they just improved the lighting. Well, by improving the lighting, Jello, I didn't mean that they improved anti-aliasing or anything like that. What they did is added more color. So now you go out exploring. So once again, you can go out and see the system you've already seen just with more color. So I guess that's cool. But yes, the Nomad is, I think that it definitely enhances the exploration experience. And there is a giant, I mean, Distant Worlds 3 just finished, and we still hear about it on every, Lave, Burr, all these guys talk about it. Alec Turner, we never even did the Alec Turner report tonight, by the way. But
it's still coming. There's only one point in it. We're going to do it.
Okay. Trust in the roids.
Trust in the on the roids. So yeah, no, I think it's good. And in the long-term health of the game, was that the question? Which of these is better for the long-term health of the game?
Yes.
You have to pick one because I didn't.
Oh shit.
I think it's probably operations if I had to put my coin down, but
I think for the long-term health of the game, I don't know that have you heard anything negative about the Nomad? I've heard lots of people bitch about
people fall out of it
for no reason. But the Nomad, I don't know, long-term health of the game.
You can't draw pictures in the ground with it. That's what I've heard as a complaint.
I think any space vessels they add to my spaceship game makes me happy. So I think Nomad at the end of the day is probably better for the long-term health. I have no idea.
Okay.
I'm a smooth-brained simpleton.
I think in the current state of what we know about them, I would bet on Nomad only because in my own unscientific survey of people I know who've joined the game. Many of them were brought in because of it's got the Milky Way to scale. And even if they don't turn into explorers, there's like something about that, about living in the galaxy and it being real. And Adaxius talks about it being like you're in a place. You have it's not like some random thing like in No Man's Sky. You're in a place. So if I had to pick today, I'd actually say Nomad because that continues the space fantasy. I would say ask me in 2 weeks and I might switch to operations if they thread the needle properly about how to engage the 80% of people who play this game solo. Right? Like if you want to actually address that market, that piece of this has to be fun and engaging and not freaking impossible and lets them get the good stuff even if it is harder or takes a little longer. So if they get that right, then maybe it's operations.
I agree with you. I guess I'm just less worried about that. Like, I don't think it's going to be trouble for them to get various fun things. I think operations has more potential long-term benefit, but it's potential at this point because it's like, it is all about like Chig said, these are pretty simple. Waiting for the next 3 or 6. I think that whenever the next set of however many they choose to release at a time of operations gets added, we're going to get a real pulse check on what's it going to be like. Because we will have been playing them for a little while. I don't know how long. Does it take a year for them to get more? That's another factor. How long is it going to take them to fill this out? We're going to be getting ships in the meantime. So yeah, a lot of things could go wrong.
I mean, that's just it. Do they add a little complexity here and there? Do they add, is there going to be a Thargoid hunting one where, you need to do certain things? It's a little bit, quite a bit harder.
Yeah, that's true. They seem to be posing it as in current universe. And so they would have to thematically, to get the Thargoids in, don't you have to change it to be more of like a simulation rerun? Whatever you want to call it.
I think you could narratively get around. You could narratively get around that by giving access only through that operation to a permit locked region.
There's that idea. There's also the idea of some new modules. Like you could have an operation where we need to go find. I don't know. I'm just coming up with the shit off the cuff at the moment, but I'm like, let's say there's one where there's a certain, like not a new interceptor, but maybe a slight variant that you need to go out, you need to kill this certain Hydra type, and it gives you certain bonuses and you earn the points so you can buy certain new modules that are good against hunting Thargoids. So your whole Thargoid hunting community has something else that they can go hunting for, and it's fighting Thargoids at the same time in a group. And you could add new mechanics in there. All of a sudden, randomly, this certain operation, this particular Thargoid, its lightning goes 3 times the distance. How much would that change a fight? You know what I'm saying? Just little things like that, subtleties that they could add that would just change a lot of stuff.
Oh boy. All right.
Okay. Well, thank you for an engaging discussion, gentlemen. We do have the Alec Turner report remaining. Does someone want to talk about that?
What doesn't Alec Turner want you to know today?
I know he rode on a train very
recently.
Sure?
Are you sure?
Oh, 100%.
What's it say? All right, here we go. The Alec Turner report, the secrets that Alec kept for himself. We're sorry to report that Scotland lost to Brazil in the World Cup. They are now the 8th best third-place team.
In history?
No, in the rankings. So there's a group of them in the 3rd place that have to compete based on point differential or something. And I think they're like -3. So it makes them the 8th best in that pool.
Oh yeah,
this is how it was explained
definitely
to me
won't
today.
talk about that. He's going to hide that.
I knew when I read that on the page here, I knew that was carefully constructed sentence. I didn't know what it meant. Or I should approach it verbatim.
Well, we'll see if he's brave enough to continue that narrative next week with whatever happens next. So,
okay.
When he starts talking about how good Scotland's doing, yeah.
I will say I've been very heartened to see how they've been embraced by Boston and the happy culture that seems to be evolving there with such an infusion of people from Scotland. So, well done.
Yeah.
It's been actually funny to watch the entire world population. That's a whole thing on YouTube and TikTok is all the Europeans just blown away by America. It's been funny to watch.
Yeah, come and visit. It's not as bad as you think.
Unless you thought it was good, in which case, yeah.
Sorry to disappoint.
No, there are a lot of heartwarming stories coming out of that.
Yeah.
With regular people doing nice things and just being
100%.
regular people, you know.
Yep. I agree.
As I think the majority of people are. Does anyone have anything else they want to add before we wrap up?
Not I.
Well, Daxis is gone. What can we say about him?
What would he? Oh! I was about to say, what would he say? Was not your angle.
WWAS.
Was
is an ass.
Oh, that sounds like him. Yeah.
Yeah. Screw that guy.
All right. Well, thank you to Commander JN-Trax, Commander Chig, and the mostly participating Commander Adaxius. Guys, this was great.
Good job as always,
indeed.
Roy.
It's been good to laugh. So thank you.
Yeah.
If you'd like to chat with the crew and join in on the fun, you can find us at Loose Screwed or loosescrewzd.com. You'll find a link to our Discord there. We also have a Patreon used for supporting our community.
Oh, also, if you join our Discord, please put everybody, make sure two-factor authentication is turned on Discord. If you join our Discord and two-factor isn't turned on, and you get one of these crazy hack things and you post, I'm not going to unban you. I'm just going to instant ban you.
Thank you all for hanging out with us. So until next time, stay loose and screwy, Commanders. Say goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.